What's up, guys? So today I will be talking about the parallels I've seen in Toriko and Hunter x Hunter. If you watch any of these series, it would be very useful, but if you don't, you can still watch this video. I highly advise watching the series. I haven't done a review on Toriko yet, but I have done one on Hunter x Hunter on why you should watch the manga, or watch the anime or read the manga. It is such a good manga, and if you need a reason, you can read my video on that. It's just uploaded. It's called Hunter x Hunter Second Impressions. Anyhow, I just want to draw the parallels between Toriko and Hunter x Hunter. I've only watched up until episode 6 of Hunter x Hunter. I haven't read much of the manga, but I've read up until the latest chapter, which is around 300 of Toriko. Best manga I've read so far, except maybe like Naruto or One Piece or Bleach. But one of the best manga I've read so far. If you haven't been reading manga, I highly suggest it. I would only say Naruto is better at this moment. It might change in the future depending on the episodes, but Toriko for the last like 20 chapters has been putting out solid quality episodes. Anyhow, really short video on just the parallels I've drawn in just this instance. First and final spoiler alert warning. And if anyone can explain to me why there's so many parallels, whether Toriko was inspired by Hunter x Hunter or there's just some subtle copyright infringement or copying going on, let me know. From my understanding, Hunter x Hunter came out first by a long shot. Apparently, I think it came out in 1998 after Yu Yu Hakusho ended, because Yu Yu Hakusho was the creator of that created Hunter x Hunter. And so the biggest parallel I saw was in the latest chapter when they were taking the Hunter exam, and there's like this whole introduction of a class of hunters called gourmet hunters, and two of them were the exam proctors for this part 2 of the exam. And I'm like, that's exactly like Toriko. Toriko is completely based on chefs and gourmet hunters. And then like the whole episode was on how well, first what I didn't like was how all the hunters taking the exam, or potential hunters taking the exam, were laughing when they revealed that they were gourmet hunters, like it was a low tier class hunter position, which I'm very appalled at, because I have a lot of respect for at least the gourmet hunters in the Toriko universe. But that universe is different in the fact that everything revolves around food and chefs, and that's like the most sacred thing, the biggest thing you can make money from in that universe and economy. So it's different. But yeah, that's the first biggest thing I saw. It was they were gourmet hunters, and the whole episode was on teaching the hunters how hard it is to capture beasts and then cook them properly to create like good meals. And like the first time they did it, he failed everyone, but then the principal or vice president, what's it called, the president of the exam proctoring committee told the girl, like, you can't fail everyone. And then she was like, okay, fine, we'll do another test on procuring ingredients. And then they go and retrieve these spider eggs and boil them. And like the whole point was how like hard it is to actually cook it, and how chefs are needed too, and how she failed everyone because none of the foods were cooked right. And she was like very renowned because she was there's like only a couple chefs in the world who could satisfy her. And so it just goes into that whole thing again. And again, I was very kind of shocked that everyone was like laughing at them, and they're like, we're not here to become chefs, we're not here to become gourmet hunters. And they were laughing at the gourmet hunters because they viewed them as lower tier hunters compared to what most of them wanted to be, which seemed to be the so-called blacklist hunters, which I assume are like bounty hunters who hunt bad people. of high value, and so it's very interesting. I would say the Hunter x Hunter world is like the Toriko world, but not based on food. There are people like, especially when there's like this introduction to every episode. It's like the whole theme. You know how in One Piece episodes there's like that whole story with Goldie Roger at the beginning. Well, there's like a even more extended one in this one, where it's like it's talking about how what hunters are and what they do, and basically they hunt ingredients, but they also hunt treasure, bounties, evil people, and other hunters, and a bunch of other things. So I would label this universe so far very similar to Toriko's, except that it's based on treasure and all this other stuff, not just hunting food. But again, there's a lot of references, and the universe is very similar to Toriko, just in the overall sense and feel of it. I can't really explain it. It's just the fact that they hunt animals too, and it's a big part of it. But they also have the skill to hunt other stuff, and yet their abilities are very similar to Toriko abilities. They all just naturally, starting from like the first chapter, they have massive abilities to fight. And finally, the last parallel is basically that yes, there's a lot. Well, there's a few animals that or creatures introduced in Hunter x Hunter so far, and they all have this Toriko type of vibe. Like they're all like almost cartoonish, but they're usually very, very big and very, very strong, and they attack humans and they're not scared of them, and they're a lot stronger than most average humans, and they even take out a lot of these so-called 1 in 10,000 hunters who are so very strong. So it's very similar to the power and feel and the way that Toriko creatures are drawn. And remember, Hunter x Hunter came first, so maybe Toriko was the one who copied. Maybe he was just inspired. Maybe it's just a coincidence. I don't know. And yeah, I've seen it. The biggest two times was in the few episodes I've watched. Once was when they were running through the fog in the Hunter exam, and then you see this huge dinosaur creature who has like trees of strawberries on his like turtle shell back, this giant dinosaur. And I'm like, that is exactly like a creature from Toriko. Like, you've seen so many creatures from Toriko, and they're all weird like that. It's always like some sort of fruit or some sort of food mixed with a very strong looking creature that you wouldn't expect. I mean, that's what Toriko is. And so the second time was when they went to capture the pigs for the exam. And the pigs, it's just the same themology. They're very huge, they're very strong, they have some unique ability, and it happened to be like that their horn was very, very tough and you couldn't damage it. And again, one of the unique traits about Toriko animals is that once you capture them, they taste really, really good in very unique ways. And that was the same with the pig. So another parallel, and that's about it for now. It's crazy stuff, crazy stuff. I don't know what's up with all these references. I guess it's just how it works. And so if you like this video, like, rate, comment, share on Twitter, Facebook, or whatever. And last but not least, subscribe if you want to see more. It's completely free. You just hit the subscribe button below. I'll see you guys later in my next video. Peace out. I'll see you guys later. Peace.